Hey, baby dolls. If you have any bears in the room, please ask them to kindly leave. We have juicy crypto news for you today. The very first one is that Gary Gensler says that most of crypto is non-compliant. I'm not going to show his ugly face here because it doesn't really matter. We know what it's going to be. It's like, Senator, the non-compliance. We all know that the bug eaters are coming after us. They're here to fight crypto. They're here to stamp down on it. Why? Because it's freedom. And the rich, powerful people, friends, they got their barbed whip. They just want to keep whipping and whipping. It's the only way the whole system works for them, because it does work for them. It doesn't work for anybody else. That's why all of us, the degens, the schizos, the illicit substance inhalers, snorters, drinkers, and everything in between, we are in crypto. Why? Because we're like, you know what? That old system sucks. Let's go to a better one. And that's why crypto is always going to be onboarding people. Now, of course, the question is, what's the rate which we onboard? Because everything can be cheap and everything can be expensive. That's why it's up to you and me to remain friends. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, or we're here to shock the algorithm for a family-friendly show. Now, as we can see, the Bitcoin price, friends, the Bitcoin price is doing the very lovely pattern I call bears are about to get pumped. That's what I hope it does go up, friends. Just to let you know. Okay, so this is hopefully the final gasp, because then Bitcoin can settle down and then we might get the 2 to 3 months. So friends, it's okay for the markets to go down. They're always going to go down. There's always going to be types of turbulence here and there. The thing is, can we guess and feel it? Can we just say, can we use a model and go, okay, well, you know, can we look at the 4-year model? Can we look at Euphoria and say, okay, I think things are getting steady now? Because the more we practice, the better off we're going to be. Because that's really, at the end of the day, what we want, friends. Because at the end of the day, we can't control where the market's going to be. We have no idea. All you can say to yourself is, hey, I'm going to try to be a very good temperature gauge myself. And if I feel it's getting too hot, I'm going to have to see myself out. Okay, that's why we're practicing, so we get there better and better. Now, the real Bitcoin chart that we really want to be looking at, friends, because that's the 4-hour chart. The real Bitcoin chart is, of course, the weekly chart. Because the weekly chart here, you get to see, this is interesting, right? The 21 EMA, which is the dots here, and this green line, the weekly super trend, they're about to get closer and closer. And what does that really mean? It means that we're getting towards the scary high zone. Why? Because you know eventually we do come back to every moving average. It just means like, oh wow, we're getting really disconnected. So if we touch that, we better pray it's a wick. Otherwise, if we flip it weekly red, bad news. Okay, remember, why do I use the weekly? I use the weekly just because it's basically no fake outs. Okay, there's only one fake out, which was the China dump back in 2021. So I'm not saying it can't happen. Look, on this one's a bit of a fake out as well. But that was the top of the bull market here. So look, it can happen, but this is just something you've got to be aware of. Now, there are people saying, okay, we know we're too euphoric. We know that. But, you know, before euphoria, there's thrill. Maybe everybody's in the thrill phase. It doesn't really matter. You never try to time how long it can last for or anything. But we can look back to Bitcoin's earlier history just this year and see what it does. So Bitcoin can go up here, and then we had Peppy season here. This was Peppy season. But look what Bitcoin did. Red, green, red, green, red, green. If you go see how much the drop is, the drop wasn't even that much. I remember, look at this. This is 20%, by the way. 20%. Now, why did everybody feel pain? It's because everybody's in altcoins, and while Bitcoin did 20% down, many alts were 40% down. That's why, because you know they're moving more than Bitcoin, obviously, because the leverage, they're thinner liquidity. So that's why, even though it doesn't look that much on the chart here, it was a disaster. It felt like disaster, and this was when the Roca Negra ETF got filed here, right up here. So why did we go down? It's because the SEC FUD. Now here we are right now. So you never know, man. We might do zip. We might do something like that, and during that time, people get bored. People want to disperse their money, and that's where people come around, throw themselves around into altcoins. Okay. Also for news, the PulseX protocol, all right, which is real DeFi, has crossed the 3% total supply bought off the market now. So this is fascinating because are there any other protocols in crypto doing this? Are there? Well, they haven't come across my screen. I'm sure there are out there, but we can keep pumping out the media marketing message, the branding. It's fantastic. You can go to gopulse.com and you can see it yourself. Gopulse.com. If you go down, you see this little number here, friends? You can click on this little, see this burned 3%. Remember, it's a buy. So it's actually buying it off the supermarket shelf. So yes, whenever you, friends, this is what you do every day. Okay, every day you just go into Dex Screener here, and you just see this volume. Okay, it's 16 million. Now, some people said to me, well, 16 million is like, it's not as big as like 50 million. But no. You gotta understand. Pulse is the spear of the whole ecosystem. And Pulse is super, super cheap. So if Pulse was at day one sack, so almost like a bit of a 2x higher, you'd be seeing probably like $32 million of volume per day, not 16 million. And then if it was actually back towards its highs of 3x above day one sack, oh my gosh, then you're going to be getting like 70 to $100 million of volume per day. All of that's buying and burning. That's why it's going to be dragging PulseX up, okay? So this is part of the advantages of just doing your homework. I mean, we all know it's so simple for us because we've gone through it thousands of times, but many other people out there have no idea, for example. So yes, there might be a narrative push for uni. Maybe uni does uni V4 and people get excited, whatever. But I like going to sleep at night, every night, knowing people keep trading, people keep swapping, and you're literally owning PulseX is owning the casino. So that's just one benefit. And there's obviously other good tokens out there, friends, where you know there's going to be big speculative mania coming. So this is super, super important. You know the total amount is 616 billion PulseX. That never got to sell on the market. You know, some people say, oh, imagine how low it would have gone if it did. Yeah, but it didn't. That's the thing. Now imagine in the next cycles what happens, okay? This is why it compounds over time. Also, you can see Pancakeswap are reducing their total cake supply from 750 million down to 450 million. So this is the type of news why I'm sharing it out for you. It's because, friends, telling you what, do you think it's a coincidence that 10 days before 2024 ticks over, the Bitcoin halving year, the up only, buy only frenzy historical year, do you think it's a coincidence that they suddenly decided to change their tokenomics right so it's ready for the Bitcoin halving year? No, it's not a coincidence, friends. I'm just letting you know. They're all doing it. Everyone. Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet, Zcash, they're all EigenLayer. All of them are here to dump. All of them. And they know when to dump. You don't even have to take my word for it. Go and be a baby doll butterscotch biscuit. Go look at their token schedule unlocks. You will see them yourselves. In fact, I've made videos on them, specific videos on them, and Twitter posts many times. They're here to dump in the bull market. They're here to dump after the Bitcoin halving. They know. They know, friends. All their schedules around Bitcoin halving or 6 months after, because they know we top out. It's pretty sad, right? They know historically we've topped out 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. They know that. So guess where all the unlocks are? They're front running it. They get their unlocks on the Bitcoin halving up to 6 months after. Right? So they're early. So they get the tokens and they can slowly unload and all the mania. This disgusting, right? Because they're basically relying on all the cross leverage and arbitrage, all the bots moving between centralized exchanges, leverage trading, right? And all the retailers trying to buy a dip, etc. It's trash, right? Now, EigenLayer as well. So EigenLayer is a restaking layer. And effectively what they're trying to do, friends, they say, well, you know, if you're an Ethereum miner, all you do is just validate your block, okay? You basically validate your block. So, basically that's how it works. So what they're trying to say is they go, well, we could make a system where you could receive like more money because you could do more activities whilst validating your block. You could, for example, be an oracle, provide a price feed. So these are the type of things they're trying to like, that's the whole point of the technology. It's like, well, you can do restaking. So it's like, okay, you're participating in the validating to the staking, and then you can do like extra activities. Now, to me, I don't know where this goes, but it just sounds, once again, it's one of these, golly gee, what a great idea. Let me guess. You've did an insider ICO that I can't access and you can't access. And coincidentally, you're going to do an airdrop so you can get listed on all the exchanges. And then coincidentally, or by chance, friends, by chance, I can't figure it out. By chance, you're going to release your tokens in the bull market to dump. Well, guess what? That's literally exactly what they're doing one for one. EigenLayer is exactly doing this. And I've made a specific video calling EigenLayer poop from 9 months ago. That's right, literally like 9 months ago. I said, watch out for this piece of trash. You couldn't do the ICO, I couldn't. I went and I found all the VCs and all the insiders on it. They're going to make everybody farm, do the airdrop, etc. Now, why I reported on this is they raised $1 billion in staked Ethereum. So, friends, look, you learned something from PulseX. Don't follow $1 billion anywhere. Anyway, don't follow it. Get before it. Don't join it anywhere. Now, what's interesting is, even if you did, here's the thing. All right. Firstly, you and I aren't getting a special deal. Maybe get an airdrop. But what did you have to do for that airdrop? I've been reporting on you that they're requiring higher and higher commitments from people to get the airdrops. So one of the commitments here is you have to put in staked Ethereum. So if you had, let's say friends, let's say you had 5 Ethereum. You're like, oh, this is my 5 Ethereum. And I really love Ethereum and it's going up, you know? So that's why there's people dreaming. They're like, oh, Ethereum is definitely going to be $10,000 in a year or $12,000. It's not, you know, that's what everybody's believing and dreaming. Or 15,000. Now, I hope it does. I hope it does. But unfortunately, what happens is you've given Ethereum, which is your deployment money, you've given it to a protocol and you're just saying, hey, I'm just going to leave here staked. Okay, and probably in the background, what they're going to be doing is working deals, getting more connections, because they're like, hey, look how much money we got to commit, all right? Now, unfortunately, as the bull market comes, let's say there's poop coins you want to participate. Let's say there's a launchpad ICO. Let's say the IDOs you want to participate in. Let's just say it's super cheap coin or you want to participate in the ecosystem. Do something. You can't use your Ethereum. It's gone. Okay. Now you're going to get it back, of course, with some yield, but you're not going to care, man. You're not going to care. Like what if, for example, what if Pulse hits my prophecy in 15 months from now and it hits 10x on Ethereum? Now you shouldn't do this, but I know humans do this. You're going to say, oh my gosh, man, if I just deployed my 5 ETH into Pulse, I would actually have 50 ETH. This stupid thing cost me 45 ETH. And trust me, your airdrop's not going to be nowhere near that much. So this is what you have to think about. Now, in the bull market, you know, friends, in the bear market, there was no opportunity. Well, in the bull market, everyone's trying to grift you and scam you, and there's thousands of opportunity, like real opportunity as well. So it's all about capital allocation, and you're never going to get everything right. That's why you really got to stick to what you know. By the way, just let you know. Yes, everyone has their edge. But on average, right, you grab 100 people, 95% of them will outperform just all of them by buying and holding, okay? You buy in the bear market, wait for euphoria, and you get out. 95%. Yes, you're going to be that. You're going to see that one dude who buys a meme coin and binks it. We didn't care about the lottery ticket winners. That's why I said 95%, not 100%, but 95%, like 100% certainty. You can even look back in the last cycle, okay? Also, I reported on this before. Phantom Wallet has added support for Bitcoin, Ordinals, and BRC20. And this is funny, right? So the Bitcoin community, Maxi community, they think it's good that these things are going to put in support. It's because they're stuck in the la-la land. What they don't know is they're getting the Bitcoin holders one step closer to poop coinery. And once poop coinery happens, we might actually see later on in a few years the actual Ethereum flipping, where it flips Bitcoin. We're going to see these people from Bitcoin deploy stuff for other places. Because trust me, friends, once you move out of Bitcoin into the Bitcoin side chains, like stacks or whatever, like, oh, let's get yield and money markets, you're going to be looking at it like, there's no liquidity here. This is actually pretty trash. I want to go trade. And then they'll start to move around using the same wallet. They'll just move around to the other chains, EVMs, Pulse chain, Solana, doesn't matter what it is, okay? They'll move it around and you get to see actually what crypto is really about because they still haven't discovered it, and that's where most of the money is. Also got to remind you that we're here to pump the actual music, friends. Don't forget, we're still going to make it. Screw Gary. I've got some fantastic news to tell you as well, friends. Look at this. Also, quickly, Rand, look at this. There's more ICOs that you couldn't participate in. They've just raised money. So in the news, this is what happens, right? There's this one called Grass and Trez Starkware. I said, don't worry. All right, let's read this. Don't worry. They will let you know that the token is ready when they're here to dump it all on you at the top of the bull market and rinse investors dry. Yes. Yes, it's true. You all know it's true. No, they can't bribe me. Of course, friends, they're not going to bribe me. Who are we? We're just little downtrodden people of society with peanut brains, okay? But we're better than them. We're better than them. You know why? Because they're corrupt pieces of trash and we know their game. Okay, now, if they're going to go sucker in millions of people, so be it. All right, we try to help everyone. What else can we do? Okay, also, Cripple registered in Ireland. Why? So they can continue dumping on different nations. I hope XRP pumps, friends. You don't understand. Every time I make an XRP post, 99% of you get it. 1% say, oh, golly gee, like XRP is going to go up. Like, Habib, you're missing the point, bro. They've been holding for 10 years. It's down 70% against Bitcoin after 10 years. They just forked Uniswap, man. They're literally bragging. There was a TikTok video of one of the developers. He's driving like, I think like a Ferrari. I forgot what it was. Anyway, he's driving like an $800,000 car. And he's like working in tech. He's in Ripple team. Like, bro, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? They forked Uniswap, friends. They literally, that's their tech. They basically quit their old tech and they fork Uniswap. What are you meant to do? Okay. The sad part is what breaks my heart is if XRP goes to $3, they're all going to think $10 is coming next. And I hope it does. But you know, the average XRP target is $8, $8, $9, $10. That's where the crowd believes. What if it stops all at 3 to 4 and then it drops another 80%? Now you've literally wasted, by the way, now it'll be 2025. Yeah, you'll be in here 14 years. 14 years you're still underperforming Bitcoin. What are you meant to do? What are you meant to do? Okay. And guess what? You're only going to make like a 5x on the way up. 4x. Well, if you look, friends, if you're holding XRP, you got friends and family, because I do too. Don't tell them to sell it. They're not going to sell it. Just tell them, look, man, get some other cash, throw it into other crypto, please. Right. Friends, I literally spent a year and a half telling XRP people, hey, just in case ChainLink follows my theory of winning as Ethereum goes up, you want to be allocated to it. And some of you actually have. Congratulations. Some of you actually did that. Can't help everyone, man. All right. Also, this is funny. Bitfinex did an actual tokenized bond on the Liquid network. So it's a Bitcoin sidechain network that nobody uses. Yes, I made a funny post. I forgot. Dentist coin, friends. I wasn't around in 2017, but there's this funny coin called DentaCoin. So it's literally a coin to revolutionize the dentist industry. Another grift, friends. It was funny, right? And it's doing roughly the same number of transactions and volume as Bitcoin sidechain Liquid network. So Bitcoin tech is slow, friends. What they've done is, it's like you and me, we're driving cars, okay? But these Bitcoin guys, it's literally they're on a horse and carriage. And they're trying to give wheels on a side little trolley to the horse, okay? And they're trying to get a faster whip. You know what I mean? And they're trying to just, I don't know, get like an air blower behind the horse. You know what I mean? Like it's just useless. What he's doing, it's like he's really don't want to bridge over. I guess, you know, we can miss out on the bull market. That's why, friends, that's what's really going to hurt me if Roca Negra caps it at 80 to 90K and we never get 100. It's really going to hurt me then because I'm going to feel for them. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, 5.5 years round trip. Okay. Also, so Bitfinex doing a tokenized bond, really important, right? So you got to remember as well, Bitfinex and Tether, they have the same owners, right? And they are officially compromised due to the CIA and FBI and all these. So I guess we'll see how that plans out later on. Also, I have final bonus information. This is actually real. Mr. Pigeon. So Mr. Pigeon, right? Mr. Pigeon has been fighting ChainLink super aggressively. You know what's funny? I had one of my friends send me his post like, oh my gosh, ChainLink's really bad. I'm like, bro, shut up. What are you talking about, bro? People bought JPEGs. You think I'm worried about Mr. Pigeon writing 15 essays? The bug eaters have chosen this, okay? Mr. Pigeon, he's right. Everything he says is right. The team's delayed, the tokens, and then this, and then that, and then the model changes, and blah, blah, blah. No one cares, bro. No one cares. The bug eaters chose you, right? The bug eaters have chosen you. You have the vision. All the chains are out there. All the super complex apps, they connect to ChainLink because it's just easier. And guess what? They all watch ChainLink. There you go. I'm not betting against that. We'll see how far it goes. It's not going to be the best. It's not a dog with a hat that went 10,000x. But friends, by the time you get the legit stuff you want as a retailer, it's too late. Okay? A country adopted Bitcoin, right? You're going back 8 years ago, Bitcoin's $400, and you're telling me, no. When a country adopts Bitcoin and there's a Bitcoin spot ETF, then I'll get it. Well, congratulations. I'm buying Bitcoin at $400 and then you end up buying it at freaking 50K, 45K. You see the point? Made a big difference, okay? So Mr. Pigeon also formally blocked all ChainLink people and Mr. Pigeon sold. He sold 90% of his ChainLink. So this is the best part, friends. Mr. Pigeon sold 90% of his ChainLink, but if you've noticed something here, ChainLink is not even at a low, okay? So he has capitulated after a move up. I wonder if this is some sort of magical flag where they do that stem thing and it goes, wow. By the way, I'm just letting you know, friends, I'm so bullish on Link, but if we get into this 68% retrace, 50, we got to be careful. This is 28 to $30 around there if there's a mania in the next 2 months. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying maybe it's worth trimming something and then saying, all right, I reckon the rate cut, the stock market, something weird's going to happen. There's going to be a Bitcoin halving crash scare in the next 4 to 5 months. Okay. And I'm not going to get in until that scare happens, even if the price keeps going up for the next month. I don't care. And now I'm not going to say to do all of it, but consider 10%, consider 20%. All right, just consider those numbers because you're going to feel real happy when that crash happens while everyone else is going to be running. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget, Mr. Pigeon has capitulated.